Hello everybody, it's Maikito. I hope everybody's having a good day. Has had a good day so far. Obviously, we're wearing the robe. We had a great day, but as always, I will go over those picks at the end of the video. But when it comes to today's video, it is a big slate. It is Saturday slate, and you guys know there is always going to be a lot of games. But whether there's a lot of games or not, doesn't mean there's going to be a lot of picks, just because I am trying to find the best possible. Find only the picks that I like, quality over quantity as always. But if I do have any other plays, which we'll see if I do, we'll see how the lines adjust, how teams line up. They will be in the pinned comment either later tonight or it could be tomorrow before a lineup starts. So if you do want more plays, keep an eye out for those again in the pinned comment. But other than that, I'll just get straight into the picks. My first player prop, this one is on underdog, and that's Marcos Alonso to go higher than 0.5 shots. Playing at home for Celta Vigo, going up against Espanyol. First of all, this is at plus money. You're getting good value on this one, and I still like to play even if it's at plus money. I'm surprised it's at plus money, so it's a good value play. He averages 0.96 shots per 90, and he's a center back that plays up the pitch, which is good for us. And even though he's a center back, if you do watch soccer, then you know that his real position is like left wing back. Hence why he likes to play up in the first place. And he will shoot. He's a center back that obviously plays up and takes shots during regular play and will take them during set pieces. First of all, he's a long shot taker. 11 of his shots from inside the box and 11 from outside the box. So 50-50 chance he could take it from either one. And he will take free kicks as well. And again, if you watch soccer, then you know that he is known to score some back when he used to play at Chelsea. So he's really good at them, and it's a good matchup in general. Espanyol allow on average the third most shots to opponents at 15.2, and it goes up to 17 when Espanyol plays away from home. And he went over in the first game whenever Espanyol allowed less shots, and he took 2 shots. 1 long shot and 1 corner. We just need one or the other. And Espanyol do not play possession, and they're really weak at allowing long shots. So in general, there's no reason to over-explain it. It's a good matchup at home for plus money. I like this play. I like Marcos Alonso to go higher than 0.5 shots. The second play that I found that I like, this one is on PrizePicks, and that's Eberechi Eze to go higher than 0.5 shots, playing away from home for Palace, going up against City. We just need him to take 1 shot. You'll never, ever get this line. I feel like the only reason why you're even getting it is because they're playing away to City, who on paper is a tough matchup. But at 0.5 shots, I'm going to take this no matter who he plays. He's gone over this mark in 23 out of 24 starts. That's a 96% hit rate. He's Palace's best attacker and player, in my opinion, by far. And he went over this mark with 2 shots when he played him at home in 72 minutes in the first game. But I expect him to play full minutes here. And when he's played away from home, he's gone over this mark in all starts, 11 out of 11 starts that he has played. He has hit this mark, and for a couple reasons why. He's a long shot taker, 51 from outside the box, and 36 from inside. So a majority of his shots come from outside the box, which means he will shoot if he's given the opportunity, and he's versatile. 59 with his right and 27 with his left. And not only can he shoot from the passes from his teammates, he's also a really good dribbler and can easily create his own chances as well, which is good for us. And if they get those free kicks, he will take them as well. And City this season are known to make a lot more defensive mistakes, especially since Rodri has been injured, which is a big reason why their season has not gone as many people expected it to be. Besides, Eze is fully healthy again. He did have a little injury thing earlier on in the season, but he plays full minutes and has since the last 5 games that he has started in the league. He has played full minutes. Even last game, I believe he did get subbed out, but that was with like 7-8 minutes to go. So he'll play full minutes, if not almost a full game. And at 0.5, it's just too good of a line not to take. I think it should be a pretty easy play. Cross fingers, knock on wood. And that's Eberechi Eze to go higher than 0.5 shots. The last player prop that I found that I like, this one is currently on underdog. I expect it to get added on PrizePicks at some point later tonight. And that's Federico Bernardeschi to go higher than 2.5 shots, playing at home for Toronto, going up against Minnesota. First of all, he's gone over in 4 out of 7 games so far. And I feel like there's a reason why you're getting a steal here, because on paper, it's been like pretty 50-50. But if you look at the games he went under against Vancouver at home, who so far have allowed the least amount of shots to opponents. And then the other 2 games, New York Red Bulls and Cincinnati, were both away games. And that's really the main reason why. Either they played the hardest matchup and 2 away games, but he is a shooter. If you look at last season, he averaged 3.58 shots per 90 last season, and if you look at the disparity between his away games and his home game, it is massive. He went from 2.5 shots away up to 4.5 at home, so he takes 2 extra shots at home. He averages 4, almost 5 at home last season. We just need him to take 3. And Minnesota so far have allowed a lot of shots, especially away. In 3 games at home, they have allowed 10 shots, which is pretty good. But in 4 games away from home, they've allowed 16 shots on average, which is even better for us. And Federico Bernardeschi and Toronto in general just play much better at home. It showed last season, and it's good for us as well because Minnesota has shown to allow a lot more shots when they've played away from home so far. Besides, he's a long shot taker. The shots that he's taken so far this season, 9 have been from outside the box, 9 have been from inside the box. And another reason why is his attacker and responsibility. I followed him last season, and last season he played either as a right winger in a 4-3-3, but most of his games came as a right mid in a 3-5-2. And for those that don't know soccer and formations, 3 means defenders, 3 defenders, 5 midfielders, and 2 attackers. He played as a midfielder in that 5, played on the right, so he played a lot more defensively than what he usually would want to. But so far this season, he has either played either in the right wing as in the 4-3-3 like I mentioned before, or they still play at 3-5-2, but he's been playing as a striker opposed to that right mid role. Just like last game against Inter Miami, he played as that striker in the 3-5-2, so he's had more of an attacking role so far this season. And if that's the case, playing at home in a good matchup, I think 2.5 is a good line to take. Besides, like I mentioned before, when you look at his home games and he averaged 4.5, he went over this mark in 12 out of 13 games at home. That was a 92% hit rate, and I think it's just a good line to take. I think it's just being it's like this because of the beginning of the season and because of the last couple games, but I think it is a good line here. So I like this play. I like Federico Bernardeschi to a higher than 2.5 shots. Before I get into the money line plays, as always, if everybody please could like the video and comment as well. It helps boost the video out to more people. It just takes a second, whether it's just asking a question, whether it's supporting the channel, just leaving a good comment. I really appreciate any of the comments. I try to read them whenever I can. I read all of them, so I really want to thank anybody who comments those. And if you want to support the channel just a little more other than just subscribing and turning on notifications, I do have the membership linked in the description if you want to join that. It's for those that want to, again, support the channel just a little more, and you get the video out even earlier than what you usually would. Those that are members already got this video and these picks for everybody else. So if you're interested in that, link for that is in the description. And then my links for everything is also in the description. All the pictures that you see on the screen is from a data app called Outlier. But again, my link for that is in the description for that. Same thing with my player prop and Moneyline apps. But other than that, I really want to thank anybody who supports me in any way. When it comes to the Moneyline plays, if we would have hit day 4, this would have been day 5, unfortunately. But, if we did have a day 5, this would be my day 5 slip. This is not day 5. This is a minus 148 slip. This would be the last day of the ladder challenge, but unfortunately we didn't hit day 4. So day 5, this would be day 5. Again, minus 148 slip, and the first play would have been Barcelona to go higher than 1.5 goals going up against Leganés. Again, this is for them to score 2+ goals in that game. Obviously, Barcelona in general has been a goal scoring machine. They're coming off that 4-0 win going up against Dortmund, which doesn't mean they won't try in that game, but it does mean that they don't have to play as hard in that game. Besides, they're still in the middle of a title race in the league. They are first place right now, but they're only first place by 4 points with 8 games to go, so they still can't afford to drop any points. And Leganés have the 3rd worst defense so far in the league, conceding 47 goals in 30 games, and they have conceded 2+ goals in the last 7 out of 9 games. So defensively in general, they've played much worse than what they usually did in the beginning of the season. And Barcelona actually did lose against them at home in the first game, 1-0, but Barcelona were projected to score 2.63 goals in that game. So one, Leganés in general just had a really great game from their goalkeeper, and 2, this could also be a personal game for Barcelona. They lost that first game. They should destroy them in this next game. And besides, I did think about taking their money line, but the only difference between this and a money line, first of all, you get better juice from taking this 1.5 goals. And 2, if they win, the only way this one wouldn't hit is if Barcelona win 1-0, which I don't see happening. Barcelona are not a team that will just sit back after they score that first goal. They'll go for 2, they'll go for 3. And even if they rest some players, they still have good players that can score, such as Ferran Torres. And besides, they've had 2+ goals and 13 out of 15 away games in the league so far. That's an 87% hit rate. And the only 2 games in which they didn't score 2 was against Getafe and Sociedad. 2 really good home defenses, but Leganes is not that, so I expect them to get at least 2+ goals. So I like this play. I like Barcelona to score 2 or more going up against Leganes. And then the second play that I found is the Inter Milan money line going up against Cagliari. They're also coming off a Champions League win. Theirs was away from home, and it was 1-2 against Bayern Munich. But they're also in the middle of a title race. They are also first place, but they're only up by 3 points with 7 games to go. So they're only up by one less point than Barcelona, and they have one less game. So just like Barcelona, they cannot afford to drop any points. But them opposed to Barcelona are much more likely to score 1 goal and then set back. They could score 2, they could score 3, but I'll just take the money line just to be safer. Besides, in their Champions League game, they only won the game by 1, so they might rest some players as well. But even with those rested players, they still have a much better team than Cagliari in general. And they have won in 11 out of 15 games at home. That's a 76% hit rate. The 4 games that they did not win were 3 draws and 1 loss. And those games were against AC Milan, Juventus, Napoli, and Bologna. All really good teams, and Cagliari is just not that. They've been weak away from home with only 12 goals and conceded 20 in 15 games. And Inter Milan did win the first game when they played them away from home 3-0. Now they're playing them at home, which is even better for us. And they just need this win to stay in first place. They need to get it done at home. They're going to have a great atmosphere, especially after coming off that away game to Bayern Munich. The home crowd is going to be on their side, and they still, again, need to win this to stay up top in the league. Plus, their next game against Bayern is also at home, so they don't have to worry about traveling anywhere after this game. They can stay at Inter and just rest in general. So I like this play as well. I like the Inter Milan money line going up against Cagliari, and this is day 5 of what would have been our ladder challenge for -148. Thank you everybody for watching. I'll quickly go over last video's picks. Obviously, I'm wearing a robe for a reason. We swept the plays. Obviously, we had the ladder challenge. If you know, you know. Day 4 may or may not have hit. And then player prop wise, I had 2 added plays. Theo to take a shot and Sadiq for Valencia to go under 2.5. Both of those hits, and the 2 video plays, look at Baggio to go over 1.5 shots. Even if you take his Demon at 2.5 or shots on target, those hit as well. And then I did have Openda to go higher than 2 shots. He ended at 2, so he pushed. I know those that did take his bump at 2.5 did unfortunately miss, but those that did get it when the video came out and it was at 2, that play pushed, so still good enough. He didn't miss. We still swept the video, and hopefully we can carry on that momentum going into tomorrow's big slate. And like I mentioned, if I do have any added plays, it will be in the pinned comment, so keep an eye out for those. And then I do have my Discord linked in the description for anyone interested. It is not a premium. I don't sell any picks. All the picks that I do post here are all the picks that I have. Same with the pinned comment. It's just for those that want to talk about their plays, look at other people's plays, talk about other sports, talk during the games. Just a good community I'm trying to build. Again, more than welcome to join in the description. But other than that, I hope everybody has a good night, a good day, and we can cash out tomorrow.